Yo, what's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another episode of my Colorado Rockies franchise and MLB 14 the show. This is episode number 6 and game number 22 of the season. We're taking on the San Francisco Giants here at Coors Field in Colorado. We got Brett Anderson on the mound today, pitching against a not so fearful lineup, I guess I'll call them. The Giants, no Buster Posey, no Pablo Sandoval, no Michael Morse in the lineup today. So we figure with a lot of their big run producers out of the lineup, we should be able to handle them. Brett Anderson coming off a loss, so he's got to get things turned around. He's going to get a 1-2 and not so fast 3 inning. He did allow 1 hit there. But you see our lineup, Troy Tulowitzki taking the day off. He was a little fatigued. And they're going to send Madison Bumgarner to the mound. He hasn't got a win yet this season. He's been struggling, so we're going to try to pound it on him as well. That's what she said, maybe, kinda, not really, I don't know. So let's catch up on what's been going on since the last episode. We opened up a 3-game set at home against the Philadelphia Phillies, the first game in that series. It was a quick counts game, and we'll get into what happened right after this pitch, because look at Cargo, a solo shot in the bottom of the first. We're going to go up quickly, 1-0. That's going to be his 4th home run of the season. So again, let's get into what happened during that Phillies series. After the Phillies in the first game took a lead 2-0 in the first inning, we'd score 5 unanswered runs between innings 2 through 8, including home runs by Cargo, Willeen Rosario, and Michael Kadire, who again has just been on a tear since the last episode. But in the top of the 9th, we were up 5-2. We send in our save man, LaTroy Hawkins. He came in and gave up 3 runs, man. His first blown save of the season. We tried to stop the bleeding, sending in Rex Brothers, who's been very, very reliable. But he gave up another 2 runs. So 5 unanswered for them after we got the 5 unanswered. We end up losing 7-5, allowed 13 hits in the game. And we're going to fall, dropping our record to 12-5. The middle game of the series against the Phillies, we got ourselves in some trouble quickly again. A fastball left over the middle of the plate would basically give them a 2-0 lead in the first. The home run was by Darwin Ruff. Later on in the game, with the score 2-1 in the top of the 5th, the Phillies would plate 4 more runs, basically off a bunch of singles, and it made the score 6-1. Charlie Blackmon would come in and hit his 2nd home run of the year. It was a 2-run shot. We cut the lead down 6-3, and in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs, we'd get back-to-back RBI singles from DJ LeMahieu and Nolan Arenado. 2 batters later, with the bases loaded, Josh Rutledge would come in, hit his first home run of the year, totaling 6 runs in the 8th inning, and we jumped up and got a lead, 9-6, a crazy, crazy inning. But because LaTroy Hawkins got roughed up the night before, and the Phillies had 3 straight lefties scheduled up to bat, I gave the ball to Boone Logan, one of our left-handed specialists, out of the bullpen, give him the chance to get the save. And he was perfect. He got all 3 outs very quickly. Only took him 9 pitches. And we get the win. Go to 13-5 on the season. We'd have 1 more game against the Phillies. The winner wins the series, obviously. Tulo would start that game off in the bottom of the 2nd, hitting his 4th home run of the season. Gave us a 1-0 lead, but in the top of the 4th, with 2 outs, their pitcher who started that game, Kyle Kendrick, he drove in 2 runs off a double to right center. I took him lightly. Didn't think he'd be much of a threat off at the plate, and he ended up making me pay for it. So the Phillies would go up 2-1 after that. Jimmy Rollins would add a solo home run in the top of the 7th, making the score 3-1. And that would pretty much be the final score of the game. Kyle Kendrick was just absolutely amazing. I mentioned the 2 runs that he drived in on offense, but he totally dominated us on the mound. He only allowed 5 hits, the 1 earned run, pitched a complete game, all 9 innings. So we drop now down to 13-6, and we'd open up another series against the Giants, which we're watching now. The first game of that series, we were tied up at 2 in the top of the 12th, so we went to extra innings, and that's where we're going to pick up Pablo Sandoval, who's just absolutely destroyed us most of this season so far, if you remember back to some of those earlier episodes. He had already had one solo home run in the game earlier. He's going to lead off the top of the 12th with a double with runners on the corners and one out. So we had a chance at a double play to get out of the inning and not allow any runs, but the throw for the first out was just a second too late. Sandoval ended up scoring from third, and the Giants took a 3-2 lead. Sergio Romo would come in and get the save for the Giants, making the final score 3-2, and that would drop our record to, I think I've been messing up here, but it would drop our record to 14-7. So I was giving you some inaccuracies throughout this episode. My bad, but yes, 14-7, and that's pretty much where we are now at this point. We're up 3-2. Again, sending in the trustworthy Rex Brothers. You saw his stats there on the screen. He just hasn't had too many bad innings other than the one that I mentioned earlier in the episode. But right here with 2 outs on a 2-2 pitch, I believe it was, he's going to give up the game-tying solo home run. Just a tough break for Rex. I did not expect that. I thought he'd be able to get out of the inning and we'd be able to bring up LaTroy Hawkins. So Josh Rutledge, who already has 2 doubles in the game, is going to come up to bat, 1 out. And he's going to get a solo shot of his own, I believe his second home run of the season. We go up 4-3 now. Time for LaTroy Hawkins. Hopefully he doesn't blow another save. Pretty rough ERA after that last outing. Upcoming in this franchise, we are going on the road after the series against the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks to finish up the month of April. Then we come home to take on the New York Mets for 4 games. We get the Rangers for 2 games at home, and then we're going to split that 4-game series with them and travel on to Texas and play the Rangers for 2 games there. So we get the win. LaTroy gets the save, 4-3. Great games by Josh Rutledge and Carlos Gonzalez, and we're going to improve to 15-7 on the year. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out. Peace.